Welcome, friends. This is the monthly report for the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association. I'm Ron Malero, President of the Florida FAIRtax.
And I'm Elaine Malero, and I am Secretary of the Florida FAIRtax.
Yep. And so we're going to try to make this quick. But one of the things that I am very often asked, or somebody comments, what's going on with the FAIRtax? I don't hear anything about it up in Washington.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if you take a look at what's going on in Washington, it's true.
That's true. They're a little preoccupied right now.
Yeah, they're not talking about tax reform. In fact, some of them will tell you, well, we did tax reform. We did the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, so we're all set.
That was tax relief.
Yeah, exactly. That was tax relief. It's not tax reform. But as Elaine said, they are preoccupied with impeachment, elections, foreign policy, and so forth. And admittedly, they're not talking about the FAIRtax. But that doesn't mean we're going away. Okay, not in the least. So we want to make sure that you hold fast. In fact, if the spirit moves you and you know of an event in which you can set up an information booth, we will support you. If you need some money for the booth fee,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll pay for that. If you need materials from the FAIRtax logo store, if you need a shirt or something, or maybe a scrolling banner.
Whoops, you're upside down there.
Better if you used it right side up.
Yes.
Yep. And so if you need these materials to set up and man an information booth, let us know. We will support you. And that's, for instance, here in Ocala in March, we got the Strawberry Festival coming up. For a little small town like Ocala, it's a huge event. There's like 30,000 people.
One-day event.
There's events like this all over Florida. So if something like that comes up, let us know, and we will support you in your effort. That's one way.
Please let us know as much in advance as possible, however.
Because it takes a while to ship that stuff.
In order to get everything together and to make sure we have volunteers to man that booth, we need a little time. So just, as soon as you find out if you're willing and able, or just want to let us know so that we might be able to put something together, please let us know.
Yep. So another thing you can do is get on social media. Now, some of you may not care too much about social media, but a lot of people are involved, Facebook, Twitter, some of the others.
Periscope, LinkedIn, all sorts of them.
I'm not a social media expert.
No.
I reluctantly got into Facebook, but it is important, and that it is an important way to reach out to people about the FAIRtax. So anything you can do there, repost some of the stuff that we put on there. And we feel strongly enough about this in the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association that we contracted with a company called Absolute Holdings Group. And this is a company of young people that are, they've kind of taken over our Florida FAIRtax Facebook page. And you'll notice that the posts have a different look to them. Okay, and they're doing their best to try to expand our reach to get more people. I would like more people listening and watching FAIRtax Power Radio, and I told them that was my goal.
And you can help by pushing that share button.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, share and repost and so forth. Yep, absolutely. And if you are a little more experienced in social media, and you want to help out, just let us know.
Please let us know.
You can reach us at ocalafairtax@icloud.com. ocalafairtax@icloud.com. And so anyway, we're going ahead with the Absolute Holdings. And one last thing, as you're out there, it is election year. and a lot of people are running for office. In fact, our congressman, we're in District 3 here in Florida, and our congressman, Ted Yoho, has announced that he's stepping down at the end of this term. He said when he first ran that if elected, he would serve for 4 terms and then step down, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Don't you love it when people actually do what they said they're going to do?
Yeah, like when before he co-sponsored the FAIRtax, he decided to read the bill. Wow, what a concept.
How unusual. Yes.
But there are no less than 6 people on the Republican side running for his, and I think there's 3 or 4 on the Democrat side.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that want to be the congressman from District 3 right now, and that's going on all over the state. So
go to those town halls, folks.
Yep. This is a great
those with
tool
you.
for town hall. All right. And there is a candidate's pledge. If you go to the national FAIRtax page, which is just fairtax.org, go to the fairtax.org and click Get Involved. And one of the drop-down items is FAIRtax Candidate Pledge, and you can print it out. It'll download a PDF of it. You can print it out, make copies, and
basically what it says is that if elected, that they will support and co-sponsor the FAIRtax bill.
Yeah, and for more tips on how to approach your congressman or a candidate for Congress, watch FAIRtax Power Radio. Last week's episode, we role-played candidate Bob Paxton.
Yes.
And I was questioning him about the FAIRtax, and he seemed to have some misconceptions, which I very very happily tried to straighten out. And Bob and I are going to be doing more on what's the best way to cultivate a relationship with a candidate or an elected official. So watch FAIRtax Power Radio. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's we have our own website, fairtaxguys.com. Lots of ways to keep up on what's going on. So, speaking of what's going on in the logo store?
Well, the logo store has scads of stuff. So, one way a volunteer can show its pleasure with and support of the FAIRtax is simply to go to the logo store and purchase a shirt, purchase a hat. They have these pins.
It's online, so you have to give them the website.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why don't you do that?
FairtaxLogoStore.org. FairtaxLogoStore.org.
I thought you were going to put it down there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, what I generally do is I always have my purse with me. I put 2 of these pins on my purse. They're great conversation starters. Somebody comes over and asks you, what is the FAIRtax? Or they approve of the FAIRtax and they want to show their support. At that point, if I think they're really interested, I'll take one of the pins off and give it to them. Now they have a reminder with the website on there in order to go and find out more about the FAIRtax. You can get pens, you can get pocket cards. We leave these whenever we go to the restaurant.
Yep.
This is their second tip.
Yes.
Anyway, they got a lot of information on there and websites. These are very, very popular. They're the business size card. We call them the pre-bake card simply because they have information on one side and the pre-bake schedule on the other. Now these are the 2019 pre-bake schedule. We are coming out with the 2020 schedule, which only changes very, very little bit.
Yeah.
But we will be coming out with those in the very near future.
Earrings.
You noticed. You noticed my earrings. FAIRtax logo on one side, simple, efficient, and visible on the other. And they're very visible.
Yeah.
I will wear these to every event I go to, folks.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's another way you can show your support. If you can go and assist at an event, if you're comfortable answering questions, great. If you're not comfortable answering questions, at least hand out these cards and say, well, you need to talk to so-and-so about that question. If you try that and you don't know an answer to a question, tell the people, I'm not sure of that. Leave me your email address. I will find out and get back to you.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. We're not experts. I mean, I was a high school science teacher. Elaine was an office manager.
I worked in an office.
But over the years, we have learned a certain amount. But we have experts backing us up.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. One thing I love to do, and if you're not an expert and you just want to have a little fun, you get a lot of junk mail. I know you do, because I get a lot of junk mail too. And every once in a while they'll give you a gift, which is a self-addressed stamped envelope. I love those. I save them up. I fill them up with FAIRtax, seal them up, and send them back. Doesn't cost me a thing. Somebody's got to open it up and read it. And it sort of makes me feel good to sort of get even for all that junk mail anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
She's been doing this for years.
Years and years. But you know what month this is?
It is January.
That's right, which means January sales.
Oh.
So if you are a shopper and you enjoy those January sales, go to Amazon Smile. If you go, it's smile.amazon.com. And when you purchase an item, there's a small stipend. You can direct that stipend to go to the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association. I do that all the time, and it's very simple.
You have to enroll.
Yes,
Amazon
but it's very simple to enroll. It takes you 5 minutes to enroll.
Yeah.
And anything that you purchase might only be a few cents, but you keep adding those few cents, and you wind up with dollars. You keep adding those dollars, and it winds up being a nice gift donation to the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association.
I want to emphasize, we always encourage people to buy local.
Yes, we do.
It's very important. Buy local whenever possible. But you know that online shopping is becoming more and more popular, especially for people that are working and are very busy and so forth. So if you do some Amazon online shopping at Amazon, please enroll in Amazon Smile.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are we, let's see.
I think that's about it, except for...
I just want to remind you about FAIRtax Power Radio. Bob Paxton and I are the FAIRtax guys, and we're doing a video just like this, which is published on Facebook every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And it also goes to YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We have our own website, FAIRtaxGuys.com, and we also make a podcast out of it, so you can download it to your smartphone and take it with you and listen to the FAIRtax Guys. As I mentioned, we are going to be concentrating on how to address your candidate or your elected official to try to get them on board with the FAIRtax, so please pay attention over the next few weeks and let other people know. We're doing our best to make it an entertaining and informative show, because we really want to get the FAIRtax passed.
I did forget something about the logo store in Amazon.
Okay.
Logo store, we now have new signs for the yard.
Oh, yeah.
They're much larger, they're brighter, they'll catch your eye. They're more in tune with what you see for the candidates. So if you see some candidate sign, go put a FAIRtax sign up there. It's a great idea. And then as far as Amazon Smile goes, remember we have these books. America's Big Solution by Terry Tibbetts is a wonderful primer. If you know someone who really doesn't know much about taxes or not really sure, sometimes you say, well, let me talk to you about taxes, and this glaze comes over their eyes. So this is a really good primer. It's got lots of pictures and cartoons and so forth. So it's really good. And then of course Neil Bortz and John Linder did the two books, the FAIRtax book and FAIRtax Answering the Critics. All of those you can get on Amazon.
Yep.
All
okay,
right.
That's going to wrap it up.
That's it.
Again, if you have questions or comments or whatever, ocalafairtax at iCloud.com. Ocala FAIRtax at iCloud.com. Don't hesitate to get hold of us. We'll help you out in your efforts to support the FAIRtax. So until then, all right, we're not the FAIRtax guys.
But we are Florida FAIRtax, so just...
Yeah, this is Florida FAIRtax Educational Association signing off for our January report. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and have a nice January. We'll see you in February.